Thank you again, everyone, for coming and spending your afternoon with us. It means so much to me. So I'm going to kind of start out by telling you about like our business at Psychiatric Wellness and like what we do and how it kind of differs from like traditional mental health and psychiatry, and then tell you a little bit about my story and yeah, how I got into this role. So I work right now at Psychiatric Wellness. This is the only place that I've been at for my whole career because it's so much different than every other place. So what we provide is called integrative psychiatry. And so that encompasses a holistic approach to mental health. So we really like to look at like vitamin levels and how that can affect your mental health. We like to look at diet. And how things that you could be eating or drinking could be negatively affecting you. We like to look at your sleep, your physical activity. So we do a lot more than just you have anxiety, here's some medication. So that's a little bit about us. We see patients here in Oklahoma and then virtual in Colorado. And here are the lovely ladies that work with me. We have about 8 providers right now, and we're getting 2 more, and they're going to be amazing. So we're excited about that. The services that we offer are a little bit different. We have very extensive like intake paperwork, so we really get to know so much about you before like you even step in our office. It's probably about 80 pages long, but I know, right? But so we really get to know everything about you, and our providers will spend about 1 to 2 hours looking at that paperwork before you even ever come to our office. And then we have a plan created already for you the first day. That may change after we see patients because something may have popped up, but we have, a good idea of what we're kind of going to do. Our appointments are actually a lot longer also than like a regular psychiatry appointment. So our first appointment, we get to see patients for an hour and a half. So we really get to see everything that's going on and really get to talk and know them. And then our follow-up appointments are an hour long. And the reason that it's longer too is because all of us there are trained in EMDR therapy. So we actually get to do medication and therapy together. We also offer like comprehensive lab work. And then we have a really cool genetic test where we can see about how your body processes like medications and can tell if your body is going to process a medication the way it's supposed to. So we offer, quite a bit of array of services. It's more than just, here's a medication. We really want to get to know you and know your story and be able to help you. And here's our offices. We have Del City, Oklahoma City, and then in rural Oklahoma in Thomas and Elk City. And then we also just opened an office in Yukon. So we're trying to really serve across Oklahoma. So here's a little bit about me. This is me at my graduation, and then me and my family. I just had twins 6 months ago. So I have some twin babies. I went to school at Vanderbilt in Nashville, and that's where I learned how to become a psychiatric nurse practitioner. And then after school, I did EMDR training, which is a specific therapy for trauma. It's really cool. It uses like eye movements to help our brain reprocess trauma. And so I learned that. And then I also have another therapy training. And my special interests are child and adolescent mental health. I work with children like 8 years and up. And then I also love to work with women and mental health, postpartum depression. People are struggling with like PMDD, which is where they can have a lot of mood swings around the time right before their period. So those are kind of like my passions. So now I'll get a little bit serious and tell you guys like how and why I got into mental health. So growing up as a teenager, I started experiencing anxiety really similar to what he experienced in the video, like panic attacks, anxiety that kind of interfered with my life. In high school, I played softball, and it really kind of made me pull away from those things. I also, whenever I get anxious, I have like what's called a tic disorder. So if you ever see me doing this, that's kind of like what it is, but it's off of anxiety. But so I really struggled with it from there into young adulthood. I had my first daughter. She's 10 now. And after having her is whenever I actually reached out and got help for it. And I did go to a psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner, and they kind of changed my life. So that's why I was like, okay, I've got to like get into this and help others who are struggling with this. Postpartum depression was really rough for me, like having a baby and not being able to like bond with the baby. You know, it gets so bad where you feel like you can't even hold your baby because you're feeling so down and depressed. And then you're so anxious like that, you know, sometimes you're scared that something bad's going to happen to the baby, and you'll, you know, do everything to protect them, but it's like so overwhelming, you know. So that's really what I went through, and I finally went and got help. And I did EMDR therapy for things that had happened in my past as well. And I was like, wow, this is really an amazing modality. So I was like, I have to learn that. So I got better from anxiety through the help of therapy and medication. It was not an easy road, um, but you know, I my life changed. Now I'm able to freely live without it most days. We all still have our bad days where anxiety pops up, but I was able to go back to school, grow my family. You know, after having that first daughter, I said I would probably never have another kid because postpartum was so bad. But now I have four, so I kind of got past that. But yeah, so that's a little bit about my story. And so yeah, if you ever do go in through anything like this, I just encourage you to share it with others. Don't be afraid. You know, it can be kind of like stigmatized or kind of seem like embarrassing to share, but like so many people struggle with it. So it's really cool to share your story. But yeah, so that's
That's
a little bit about me.
amazing. Yes, thank you so much for sharing.
Yeah.
Yes, 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 yes.